All right, give everybody a round of applause and high-five each other. Thank you for making an impact in my life, and thank you for sharing all those ideas. Okay, a lot of time you realize it's this kind of sharing of ideas that it jogs you, yeah? Okay? Very good, very good. Yeah, a lot of high five, yeah? Okay, good. Yeah? Another dinner? Wow. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay, this is good, yeah? All right. Okay, a lot of time is during this kind of discussion where your ideas and your perception get challenged. Okay? That you have always been thinking in one particular way. And now a few friends around your table start to give you other ideas that you have never thought about. Now, this is where, who said something about getting into the discomfort zone? Getting out of comfort zone? Jackie, right? Yeah. But I promise you, right, whenever you get out of comfort zone, it's easy to say, right? Right? But it's sometimes unpleasant to feel, right? Okay, because whenever you get into outside of comfort zone, you get ideas that are maybe in conflict, maybe in contrary to what you have always thought. Okay? And you have to be open-minded and open-hearted to welcome that and allow that to get in, stir a little bit, and see if we can come up with a new cocktail of innovations. So innovation, you mentioned that, right? Innovation is just that. Many dots. And I like this analogy by Steve Jobs. He says that collect dots in your life. And the earlier you can collect more dots in your life, the wiser you tend to have the chance to become. Okay? Because innovation is nothing but rearranging the dots that you have collected inside you. But you only have 3 dots, then permutation and combination tells you that, right? You only, no matter how you arrange, that's about it. But you only have 30 dots, then you have thousands of ways to arrange your dots. Okay? Imagine you have 3,000 dots inside you. So I always encourage all of us, if you want to be an entrepreneur, be curious. Being curious is a very powerful virtue in being an entrepreneur. Because every day you will welcome new things into your life. In other words, new things mean new dots. Okay? And sometimes these dots get into your life, you have no idea. You just lay dormant, sleeping somewhere at one corner, maybe for eons, maybe for ages, But when the time comes, bam, things hit together and spark fly. So spark fly from ideas colliding with each other, and provided you allow that spark to fly, then it can spark off into new happening in your life. And hopefully, not only in your life, then you bring joy and new idea and become a change maker in the world. So all entrepreneurs are change maker. Okay? So your desire to change the world sometimes stems from ego, sometimes from genuine altruistic intent. It doesn't matter as long as you bring about some new spark there. Okay? So when you have new people joining you, sometimes people don't like to work in team. It's also because you are very stubborn with your idea. You think that everybody else is wrong, only you are the smart one, huh? Well, I'm looking at her just as a joke, but actually I'm looking at myself, because once upon a time, I was like that. Once upon a time, Chongping was like that. Okay, we are very hard-headed people and all. But I soon realized that it doesn't help. I was telling Francis, okay, over lunch just now, that because I came from the military background, so in the army, you are company commander, battalion commander, whatever commander, you talk, then people follow, So you don't quite entertain. Oh, you're in the army now. Yeah, the receiving end now, you're a recruit, right? Wow, you say, march to the left. You dare to march to the right, you dare not. Okay, so that was me in a. So when I started my first business in rock climbing, I told you, some of you, right, the rock climbing wall design, one of the very first meeting, you're supposed to be doing business development, right? You're supposed to walk into your potential client and propose a solution to him. I ended up arguing with him because he disagreed my idea. How dare he disagree my idea? I'm the designer. What he knows about it, and with that kind of attitude, you realize that you screw it up. Okay, so it makes, sometimes it takes a few falls for you to know that how not to fall down. Sometimes you fall 1,000 times and you still do not know how you fall. Okay, this is where having a mentor in your life, having a team, meaning a few people watching each other. And if one of them is your mentor, great. Okay, so when I first started in my career as a network marketing in this company, I was a rookie. I didn't know how to present. Like I say, years ago I was a military officer. So when I started my first business, I didn't have mentors. So I learned very slow. I progressed very, very slow. Then gradually, when I first started in network marketing, hallelujah, that was when I had the opportunity to have mentors. They were watching me. I was presenting, they were watching, and then it reinforced. And then after that, they corrected me. They gave me review. They gave me feedback. Just now, the way you say, you may want to use a different words. Pauline and Tony were my mentor at that point in time. They will guide me. Say, you don't think this particular word is very useful, right? A bit like successful retiree. Yeah, not very helpful. Yeah, you got to spend a lot of energy try to convince otherwise what you mean by a successful retiree. Yeah, so that is like, nah. If you can drop that. Find another words. Yeah, find another way of explaining. Find another way of bringing across a message. Okay. So they taught me, and I watched them as well. Now, watching is the most important. Mentoring is more about watching and catching. See, some things can be taught. Something cannot be taught. Something can only be caught. Example, you want to be a good motivation speaker, right? How can anyone teach you how to be a powerful motivational speaker? Very tough. Oh, your hand, you got to move like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. No, it's not like that. Yeah, your eyes are going to look like that, like that. No, okay. Your voice volume must be how many decibel? No, it's not like that. It's nothing specific. It's an art form. So, art form can only be caught. So, when I followed my mentors around, and I saw them in action, I saw them how they handle an objection. I saw them how they handle customer rejection. I saw them how they handle an inquiry. And the way they handle it, they got result. The way they handle it, they got result. The way they handle it, they got result. Now, the way I did it, I didn't get result. The way I did it, I didn't get result. Now, I can choose to be stubborn. I can continue to be stubborn and keep doing, thinking that hard work will win the day. Sorry, hard work never wins the day. Okay? It only means that you work harder and you fail faster. Okay, but whether you learn fast or not, there is a question mark. Okay, so learning requires some kind of mentorship, some kind of coaching. So I was very lucky. I had Tony and Pauline who watched me, coached me, and then they corrected me. And then once I corrected, I caught their way. I tried to mimic, I tried to model, and I did a little bit. Hey, I see new results. Hey, I see better result. I see better result. I see better result. Then it becomes reflex. It becomes conditioned in me. I always get result. I always get result. I always get result. And then I turn around and I guide others. Like what I'm doing now. Okay? So you can't be a good teacher until you have succeeded to that point whereby you know what you're talking. Okay? So you can't teach someone to be the next millionaire unless you have earned your first million in that sense. You can't teach someone to earn 100 unless you have become the 100 1,000 you become the 1,000 10,000 you become. So you've been there, done that. You pass it on, you become a really good mentor. Okay? So this is what team is really about. I treasure team tremendously. Next week, I'm flying over to Manila together with Catherine here as well, Wendy there. We are celebrating our 8th anniversary of Avita's setup in the Philippines. Very exciting time. Now, it all started with one lady. Again, I tell you how one person's dream and goal and plan evolved into now over 1,000 people in the Philippines. 8 years. If you think about it, many of us work for 8 years and you're still alone. How many years have you been? 20 years. How big is your tuition center? Which is? 47 what? 47 employee. 47. So how big? How many team? How big is your team? Okay. So if you're on the wrong, I'm not making fun of May, but I'm using May's example to illustrate a point, isn't it? Yeah. So if your formula is that, whether it's 20 years, whether it's 40 years, and maybe another 50 years, you will still pretty much be the same, isn't it? Yeah. 47 students, probably that's the max you can handle also, right? If another 47 come, oh, no need to sleep already. Right? So that model tend to stay solo. Then there's another way like Jeannie. Jeannie in 2013 came to Singapore to look for, she looked for the cell therapy product. Remember I told you Blue Ocean? So she came all the way to Singapore to look for that. And then we explained to her the business model, how we grow the business over in Singapore. Philippine Virgin Market, you want to partner us? It's great because you're Filipino. So she went back. 1 year later, we opened an office in the Philippines, and then it grew from there. One person, then we started flying. I've flown to Philippines so many times during the last 8 years, but it was always very enjoyable because each time I fly there, some new people, some new partners. So teams, then team of teams, and team of teams. From Manila, went to Davao, Mindanao, Cagayan de Oro, and different parts of the Philippines. And from Philippines, it went overseas to USA, to UK, London, to other parts, even to Middle East as well. Okay, because Filipinos are the most connected people on earth. Baguio is coming. Good, yeah? I hope so, yeah? And I have this to say, for me to envisage building a global business, it's not for me to stay behind on the internet, on the Facebook, and trying to chat with this Italian guy or that Dutch lady, and try to make friends like that. I'd rather go on personal relationship, go on network. So because of Jeannie, who is a Filipina, she knows of friends in Philippines, right? And Philippines are connected to other Philippines, right? And Filipinos are connected to other, and Filipinos are all over the world. So my plan, my goal is a global business. Part of the plan then becomes network with Filipinos and enable, support, mentor, coach, helps, guide them to be as successful as they can be. Because 10 Filipinos will know 1,000 other Filipinos across the world. Because there's 110 million Filipinos compared to 3.5 million Singaporean, as in Singaporean. Okay, apart from all those external. Otherwise, Singapore is not 5 million plus. It's actually about 3.5, right? So this is the strategy. You have a goal, you realize that goal, you have a plan, you build teams, you go global. Now, while all that is happening, you realize that you will be hard-pressed for what? Time is passing. Every moment is very precious, isn't it? Yeah. So the next skill that I feel an entrepreneur must master is time management. Well, time management is different from all the apps you have, Monday.com and whatever.com, You have all the apps about how to manage your time and all that, yeah? But it's about your priority. It's about finding a way that balances out your timetable, okay? How do you find time to devote into building your entrepreneur project and skill set? Now, these are two aspects of it, yeah? One of it is your skill. But your skill can only get better if you get involved in doing something. Okay, experientially involved in doing something. You okay? Okay, yeah? You got to be involved in doing something, then you get better. Otherwise, intellectually, nothing will get better. All right? So, time. Let's look at time management. I want to tell you the story of parallel computing. A tremendously deep lesson I learned in 1989 on my final year in London University. Okay? Now, how many of us are already using up your 24 hours? How many of you got like some time slot like blank one or nothing? Cannot be, right? All of us are already using a 24 hour. Whether you are in your social service job, or whether you are successfully retired, okay, whether you are doing your coaching of youth or family, whatever, practicing your magic, okay, studying for your NTU exam and all of us are already using our 24 hours. So when you have, when a birth of an idea about an entrepreneur, you have an entrepreneur dream, then you got to reshuffle and find a slot that allow you to invest your life, which is your time, for you to get better and better, whether it's planning, whether it's skilling up, whether it's networking, whether it's connecting, whether it's whatever. Okay, you got to build that up. Okay? So this is where a lot of us struggle. The other day, I have a friend who told me, oh, I'm very busy with my work now. Okay? So I will have to put off my entrepreneurial dream till October. Then I asked him, sure man? You mean you 24 hours sold to your job? How much is your company paying you? For 24 hours? No, only 8 hours. 8 hours, then how come the other, you have 8 hours? Let's say 8 hours of sleep lah. 8 hours of job that your company pays you lah. 16 hours only ma. You still got 8 hours, right? Have you did an audit of your 8 hours? What do you spend? Bangsai, yeah, I know you sure bangsai every day, but then how many hours inside the toilet cannot be, right? Yeah, I'm not asking you to not shower. You sure shower, yeah? I'm not asking you not to eat also. You got to eat, yeah? But if you account for everything else, you will still have a lot of number of hours. The question is, are you disciplined enough to timetable your life? So this is where I learned the lesson of parallel computing. In my final year, I did a course in parallel computing. Now, let me tell you, now parallel